The problem is that we're not living up to our full potential because we're not in the habit of living up to our full potential. Hi, I'm Stephen Kotler. I'm a New York Times bestselling author, and we study ultimate human performance, or what does it take to be your best when it matters most. Your favorite athlete, your favorite business leader, your favorite artist, have you ever wondered what keeps them going? You spend time around the best and the best, the world's most elite performers. They all seem to have an extra gear. While most people are still kind of getting into the starting gate, these people have already tackled whatever challenge is in front of them and they're moving on to the next one. They've developed the habit of ferocity, the ability to automatically and instantaneously rise to any of life's challenges. What is the habit of ferocity? It sounds really fancy. It sounds like it's about aggression. It's about none of those things. What it's about is about stacking up all possible motivators. Everything that evolution shaped us to be driven by, this is about getting them into a tight stack to get your biology to work for you. That there are neurochemicals like norepinephrine and dopamine. Now, these are pleasure chemicals. They're the brain's principal reward drugs, but they're also focusing mechanisms. So if you can line up all possible motivators, you're essentially lining up all of the drivers that evolution has created. You're getting them in one tight stack, and the result maximizes momentum. Then you layer in automation of grit, automation of risk-taking. This triple threat combination is what's going to help you go A to B far faster than you could ever possibly imagine. It's going to help you wake up one day and go, oh my God, how have I possibly gotten this far? It's the habit of ferocity. Most of us are hardwired for the habit of inferiority. We're hardwired to take the path of least resistance. We're hardwired to go after short-term pleasure and short-term pleasure and short-term pleasure. And the secret to solving all these issues is to automate the hard stuff. So you automate motivation, you automate grit, you automate risk-taking, you automate autonomy, all the things that really, really go into a meaningful life. You lay them down as fundamental habits so they happen before you even notice that happen. Over the course of 5 weeks in the habit of ferocity, we're going to start out by giving you a foundation in flow, foundation in optimal performance. On top of that, we're going to layer in kind of an intrinsic motivation layer. So we're going to learn how to turn curiosity into passion, passion into purpose, and layer in autonomy and mastery. These are the core of intrinsic motivators, our internal drivers, what drive us forward. This is going to give us enough momentum to get us into the game. We're then going to tune this whole process up with proper goal setting technique, exploring the 3 levels of goals you need to maximize engagement. On top of that, we're going to explore 2 precursors to grit. These are kind of the foundations of perseverance, the foundational level of grit that you actually need to stay in the game. And then we're going to explore the 6 levels of grit. Most people, when they think about grit, they just think about it in terms of perseverance, which is great, which is critical, but there are 5 other levels that most people don't want to talk about or don't know about. We're going to explore all of those. Finally, we're going to learn how to turn all of this into the habit of ferocity, the ability to automatically, instinctively rise to any challenge. The truth of the matter is, if you really want a meaningful life, right, you're always going to be pushing a little harder and pushing a little harder and pushing a little harder. The ass kicking never stops. It doesn't get easier. We have this idea, and boy, did I want to believe this idea, that like once you get to some level of success, it was going to get easier. Somehow I was going to wake up one morning and be like, oh, I can just do the work and I don't have to no, the ass kicking never goes away. In fact, it ramps up and ramps up. So what ends up happening is, in a sense, the habit of ferocity is a way of kind of being able to take that ass kicking, which is always going to keep coming at you, and turn it into challenge and turn it into excitement. It doesn't come in like an ass kicking. Instead, the challenge comes in and you're like, look what I get to do next.